This presentation will explore the fundamental elements of the backstroke whilst identifying the important coaching points needed for proper technique. Backstroke is a popular swimming technique that can be performed by any individual with ease given training and cue points. Throughout this video, the backstroke will be broken down into 5 stages: body, legs, arms, breathing, and rhythm. Each area of the backstroke will be explored and then expanded upon, introducing teaching elements. All references can be found in the written transcript at the end of this presentation. This first animated video gives a clear visual into the movements involved within a backstroke, including the roles of the bodies, legs, and arms. The second video represents the backstroke in real life and the physical demands needed to perform the stroke in water. Using the image provided, this part of the presentation will now point out the fundamental physiological components in the body during backstroke. Backstroke is swum from a horizontal position on the back, with the swimmer facing up to the sky. When swimming, the body rotates on an imaginary central axis, from the head to the toe, due to arm and shoulder movement. Note that in this image, the swimmer is balancing a cup on the head, which is an effective way of practicing the points mentioned. The body of backstroke also needs to be raised out of the water, and an advanced swimmer can keep their belly button unsubmerged throughout the entirety of the swim. Head positioning remains the same throughout the stroke, with the eyes looking slightly down. An effective backstroke does not require the swimmer to submerge their head at any time. The head and spine remain centered throughout the swim. Here are some important teaching cues when it comes to the body during backstroke. Athletes need to keep their body flat like a plank when performing backstroke. The swimmer's body needs to be as flat as possible. Many swimmers struggle to keep their hips floating on the surface of the water, so it is important to teach athletes to keep their hips as close to the surface as possible. Swimmers need to keep their heads straight. In a perfect backstroke, a swimmer's head is always looking in the same direction up. Looking up at the ceiling or clouds can also help athletes to swim straighter by using landmarks in their environment. As done before, this image will be used to give a stronger understanding into the kicking action of a backstroke. The leg action in the backstroke is utilized to help the swimmer maintain balance and stability in his or her body. The backstroke employs a flutter kick technique, which involves a rapid alternating whipping motion of the legs. In a backstroke, the leg motion contributes to about 35% of the overall propulsion, which, as previously stated, is critical to the swimmer's balance. To increase optimum kicking strength, the swimmer's toes must be pointed and their feet must be plantar flexed. The knees should be slightly bent and the ankles should be relaxed. Toes should kick to make a modest splash but not break the surface when kicking. This is touched upon by the image displaying the height and effect a kick should have in the water. Some important teaching cues for the legs during backstroke include: legs must be straight, kneed together and aligned up below the hips when flutter kicking. For better propulsion and to avoid knee pain, swimmers should kick from their hips rather than their knees. Backstroke requires a strong kick because its momentum helps the body stay streamlined and balanced. A powerful kick also helps to lift the body out of the water, which is important for the body alignment. There are 2 types of arm action techniques that can be used in backstroke. They are the bent arm pull and the straight arm pull. This presentation will explore both. For the bent arm pull, the little finger enters first, with the palm facing out and the arm remaining close to the shoulder line. The palm should be facing the direction of travel throughout the downward sweep. As the arm sweeps downward and outwards, the shoulders roll and the elbow bends slightly. The elbow should bend to roughly 90 degrees at the completion of this downward sweep. The next steps are known as the second downward sweep. The arm will then sweep inwards towards the thigh, with the palm facing downwards for the movement. To counterbalance the shoulder roll, the bending arm action will end with the arm fully extended and the hand pushing downwards. During the recovery period, the thumb will be the first to leave the water, with the back of the hand facing the body. The shoulder will rotate again, this time with the arm's shoulder sliding higher, with the arm rotating through 180 degrees over the shoulder. When the hand is at 12 o'clock straight, the palm will turn outwards to guarantee that the hand enters the water with the little finger first upon recovery. The straight arm pull is very similar to the bent arm pull in many ways. The arm is bent at roughly 160 degrees during the propulsion through the water and moves in a circular pattern throughout the stroke. Some important teaching cues regarding the arms during backstroke are: the swimmers must employ a long flowing arm action, stretching one arm up in front of them and pointing to the sky or ceiling. When the arm touches the water, it should be lowered and sculled outwards for forwards motion. Athletes must accelerate their arm rotation for faster speed through the water, as the arms are the primary form of propulsion. In a backstroke, the mouth and the nose stay outside the water, meaning a swimmer is able to breathe freely throughout the swim. However, regular breathing is encouraged instead of breathing holding approaches. Backstroke timing is critical for developing a smooth, rhythmical stroke, and arm and leg synchronization is essential for success. The ratio of leg kicks to arm pulls is the key to a consistent, smooth stroke pattern. Timing patterns for arm pull and leg kicks will differ from person to person depending on their level of coordination. What matters most is that there are an even number of kicks between each stroke, such as 2, 4, or 6 kicks between strokes. At the start of each arm pull, the opposite leg kicks downwards. This aids with physical balance. Arm action should be continuous, which means that when one arm enters and starts pulling, the other should begin its recovery phase. A common error is to do one arm cycle at a time, which results in an uneven and unbalanced stroke overall. Strokes should be beginning and ending during the same period. Backstroke causes timing and coordination issues when the legs are allowed to drop below the water's surface and the arms lose their continuity and pull one at a time. In conclusion, good backstroke technique can be broken down into 5 elements: body positioning, leg action, arm circulation, breathing, and rhythm. Elite swimmers are aware of the physiological demands of backstroke and understand the relationship between different parts of their body share to complete a movement. Important points to remember are that the body stays streamlined throughout the swim and the head looks in the same direction throughout. Kicking is fundamental to the body staying balanced and propulsion through the water. The arms are straight and long during their time outside the water and are bent at 90 degrees when propelling through the water. During each arm pull, the opposite leg kicks and there should be an even amount of kicks between each arm pull.